Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Adam Peterman after his win of the 2022 Western States 100. How are you, Adam?
I'm great, Brian. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we were just chatting about how, you know, this is a pretty incredible feat. A little different than the steeplechase, 9 minutes
Yeah,
back
it's a
in the
little
day.
different. Yeah, quite a bit longer, 50 times as long, pretty much. Yeah,
In distance, yes, and in time,
yeah.
a
Who
good
knows?
bit
Yeah,
more than that.
hundreds of times as long. Yep.
Probably felt that way too, yeah?
Oh man, I know. I keep reflecting on yesterday, and yeah, I remember everything, and it was a long day.
Yeah.
That was a long day for me.
It is like 2 full working days, basically.
Yeah, for a full-time job.
For a full, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So before we get into your race, I want to put this into a little context. Yesterday was your first 100-mile race. It was your first Western States. You ran your first ultramarathon 11 months ago,
Yep.
in
Speed
2
goat.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
The maturity you showed on the course out there was just incredible. Like, what do you owe that?
Man, I mean, I think I just have so much respect for the course, and I was kind of lucky in a weird way. Like, I didn't feel very good early on. Like through mile 15, I kind of felt off, and I don't know what it was, but I just had to take it really easy. And then even like around mile 30 to 38, I really didn't feel that good, and I think that was good. It just kind of made me run within myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, also just this course is so historically hot and hard, and like, what's that one article, the Western States Killing Machine?
Yeah.
I read that and I was like, I'm gonna go out slow my first year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That article has been referenced a couple times over the last few years.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that puts it in perspective. And I mean, you've had Mike Foote and other folks that have been mentors to you as well.
I mean, I just didn't want to show up and blow up. Like, I'd love to light the world on fire and like go for the course record here someday, but I didn't want that to be my first time.
You'd rather hit at 97% on your first try, and
that's how I felt. Yeah, I just wanted to like go for it my way and just run my race and like, hope that it shook out at the end. Unfortunately, it did in my favor.
It did. So you had a couple pretty long rough spots early on.
Yeah, early.
When did you start feeling like, all right, maybe it's not a horrible day out here?
Yeah, it was crazy. I'd say, a couple rough spots, like mile 15 to 20, or mile 10 to 20, and then, 30 to 40, something like that. But then I just changed my nutrition up a little bit and found what was sitting better. And like, I gotta say, like from 45 to the end, I didn't feel bad. And that was crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple patches of like calories were down, stuff like that.
But then you reacted and fueled, bro.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it that I felt good for that long.
Did you have a plan B or plan B, C, and D for your nutrition going into the race?
Yeah, I usually try to take 400 calories an hour in my bottles, and it was just too hot. Like, it was just too much to do that, and it was kind of making me feel like a little queasy, a little sick. So I just had to tone it back, and for whatever reason, gels weren't sitting, so I was taking Mott's fruit snacks, just so many of those things.
I've had them as a nice respite, but
I had a lot of Mott's yesterday. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how many I ate, but I ate a lot of Mott's.
Move over, Hoka. You might get a Mott sponsorship.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm in.
Is there a certain flavor, apple cinnamon, or what?
I don't even know if they have a flavor. I think it's just like
the Mott's
it's a
pack.
Assortment. Yeah.
Nice. So you come in, middle of the race. You're feeling strong.
Yeah.
Where did you move into the lead?
Yeah, I'd been moving up from kind of in the canyon section.
Yep.
I started feeling a lot better. And then after I was able to get some food in me, I was getting updates that I was getting closer to Hayden. I think by Forest Hill, he was 3 minutes ahead of me. And I felt pretty good still. Like, I really felt like I was running like to my ability. So I think I finally caught him at mile 75. Yeah. And we ran together for a little while. And I mean, it got pretty intense. Like, he's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. And like, both of us want each other to do really well, but we're racing. And that section from Forest Hill to the river, it's mostly downhill, but there's a few punchy climbs. And on one of those climbs, like, it got real.
Really?
Like, it was pretty hot. And like, there's that one double track steep climb, probably a couple hundred feet.
Yep.
And like, yeah, we just hammered it. And that was like the moment. And like his pacer told me, he's like, after the race, his pacer was like, dude, like, that was threshold for me. And I was like, all right, well.
And you still got a marathon to go on a hot day. And
I was a little scared. I was scared. I was like, this might be really stupid, but Like,
was it like a
I'm
slow
going for it.
motion kind of pass up until that point where you like kind of just
Yeah.
slowly?
Yeah, just like kind of a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe I'd get a little distance on him, then we'd hit an aid station, and he'd catch back up, and yeah. So
But then it was go time. So was it you who initiated the?
yeah, I mean, both of us hit that climb pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make or break.
Yeah, I just went for it. But I still like, it was funny. Like, it felt like I was just really hitting the gas, like not too hard. Because again, you know, it's like I have 25 miles to go.
So you're not stomping on the gas pedal. You're feathering it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then fortunately, I picked up my pacer at Rucky Chucky, and like we brought it home.
Did you, after making that pass, did you keep pushing the effort for a couple miles, or?
Yeah, I did.
And then did you consciously back off at all, or?
You know, the only time I'd say I got hot all day was like a couple miles before the river. It's just a hot section. My ice bandana ran dry. And I just got kind of hot there, but picked up the pacer, my buddy Jeff at the river. And I felt like he gave me a lot of confidence. Like, it's just a friend of mine I run with all the time in Missoula. He's another Hoka athlete, like one of my best friends. And yeah, he just kept telling me, he's like, dude, you're running like really well. But you know how it is, like, still had a lot of doubt. I'm like, Hayden's right there.
Yeah. And this is further. You're already 20 miles further, almost 20 miles further than you ever run before.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're like deep in it.
Did that ever play in your mind during the race, or?
Oh, over and over again. Like, if I ever was like feeling good or like felt like I was pushing too hard, I would say out loud to myself, I'd say, dude, like mile 90 exists. Like, you can't forget that this exists. You're not just gonna like magically make it to mile 90 and like be done.
There's
like,
some airport conveyor belt that just takes you.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kept saying that to myself, but like I had to, because it was a long day for me.
Did you ever have any pickups aside from some low energy points those last?
Just a few low energy
miles?
points. I think it's so hard to eat once it gets that hot.
And it's hard to turn that around, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to turn that around, because I mean, by mile 90, like everything doesn't taste very good.
Yeah.
Did
you stop fueling at some point, more or less?
Yeah, mile 98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah. But no, it was really special. Like, I knew Hayden was close, and we weren't getting any updates.
Okay.
Like from Rucky Chucky to about Pointed Rocks, you know, we didn't know where we were like ahead of him. And then my whole crew was at Pointed Rocks, and they were like, dude, you got 30 minutes. And like, yeah, that was really cool.
Was that nice because I know you said you weren't going to like try for a course record or anything. Was it nice at 5+ miles to go to be able to like, all right.
It was nice to know I was like, all right, I can let my foot off the gas so I don't like actually blow up, and like I'll get it. And
gave you a little like buffer.
Yeah, it was a really cool. I'll never forget my friend telling me that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory from yesterday?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, and I had like the best crew ever. Like, it was, like I said, it was all my friends who live in Missoula. A lot of us are Hoka athletes now. Like, we have almost a little team up there, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I just had a great crew. Like, I would say that moment at mile 94 when like they told me I had it, and then just running that last mile, like, even my dad ran it with me, and which is awesome. He runs hills, but he doesn't run roads, and so he was like, oh, I'm going so fast. You know, we're running 8-minute pace, but yeah.
So it's funny, like I think of this, and I'm sure everybody out there probably thinks of this, your race in the context of you won Western States in a really fast time.
Yeah.
It was your first 100-miler. Like, how does that play into like forming memories of this event? Like, it's pretty monumental for most people. Is it for you? Like,
I mean, yeah, it totally is. Like, it's crazy to just come here and like do it, I guess. But it's also like, I don't know, I definitely like thought I could.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You never know, but like I thought I had a chance. So I wasn't like shocked, but like, yeah, I didn't think it would happen on the first time. But no. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I have to ask you whether you'll be back.
Oh yeah, I want to be back. I don't know when. Like, maybe it'll be next year, or maybe
not.
Yeah, but I don't know. I always want to keep things fresh, keep mixing it up so I stay fresh.
But you're not swearing off Western States. And
no way.
You have goals here.
Oh man, I would love to run a fast time here. Yeah. Because I'm happy with my time yesterday, but I feel like, since it was the first one, there's more in the tank. And
it wasn't a crazy hot day, but it was a warm day.
Yeah.
You weren't at the end. You did have a half-hour gap, so it's not like you're. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got anything on the calendar for the rest of this year or the coming months?
I'm not going to run in July. I'm going to take a month off. Like I never do stuff like that, and I need to respect the time.
That's very wise of you.
I mean, this year it's been Chuckanut and Canyon's 100K and this, and I kind of feel like that was really focused, and I don't want to overcook.
And those last 2 races were your 2 longest
like,
races ever at that point.
Yeah, like what's the end goal? Like, are we going? Yeah. So I won't run in July, and then I'd love to run the World Mountain Running Championships that are in Thailand. I'd love to do the 40K. Get back down to that distance.
That'd be fun.
It's an application process, so I'd have to get selected, but hopefully I get in since I won the Moab Trail Marathon the last 3 years.
Nice.
So we'll see. And then I'm even toying with the idea of running CIM to get the OTQ for 2024 in the marathon, because I just want to I want to keep it fresh and I want to keep my speed.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the key for me.
Right on. Well, congratulations on a great first 100, and congrats on the win too.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian.
And I'm not letting you off without a bonus question. You're taking a month off. Is there going to be some wet wading involved?
Oh, there's going to be, plenty of fishing. Oh, yeah, my dad and I have a fishing trip planned in Montana. Yeah. But there's too much hiking. It needs to be in like 3 weeks, I think.
Well, tell me a little bit about this.
I think we're just going to go into the Bob Marshall. It's a big wilderness area just east of Missoula.
Like a 20-mile hike in?
Yeah, that's why it needs to be in a few weeks. I'm not planning on doing this next week. But yeah, that's what we're talking about, going in there. So
right on.
Awesome. Yeah.
And did I hear were you talking fishing during the race with Hayden at all, or is that previous?
Oh, we were. I talked fishing with Hayden and hunting with Arlen. Yeah. Hopefully other people weren't annoyed, but we were just chatting.
But it's fun to you're doing this amazing thing, and then you're just talking about other things in your life that are of interest.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
Right on.
That's some of the best parts.
Well, I hope someday we get a chance to go fishing.
Let's do it.
Right on.
I love it.